Well, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Corby Gage, the Executive Director of Coastal Housing Partnership. With us today is Kim Pascage, Program Manager for Coastal Housing Partnership. The objective for today's webinar is to provide you with information on all the housing benefits that are available to you as employees of Coastal Housing Partnership member companies. So the format for today's webinar is Kim and I will be running through each of the housing benefits that you're eligible for and explain how you can take advantage of them. And then we will take your questions. We'll be recording today's webinar, so we can send you a link to that recording after the webinar. So the webinar format means that your cameras are off and your microphones are off. So if you have any questions, please put them in the Q&A. And there's an option for you to ask your questions anonymously if you like. And feel free to put the questions in the Q&A at any time during our webinar, and we will get to those at the end of our presentation. And it's important for us to get your questions answered and make sure that you understand how to take advantage of your housing benefits. So let's get started.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks again for joining us today. So Coastal Housing Partnership, it's a nonprofit organization, and we've actually been serving Ventura and Santa Barbara County for 35 years now. And really our goal is to help local employees reduce their housing costs regardless of where you are in the housing cycle. And we really hope to help you create a path to home ownership by offering a number of benefits. So we have home buying education, like this webinar, and we have a lot of other webinars coming up, home buying savings, refinance savings, the rental housing assistance, and our new rental search website. So we'll go into all of these a bit more in detail, but all of these benefits are available to you at no charge. So anytime you're thinking, anytime your housing situation might change, be sure to check with Coastal Housing to see if we can help you save some money.
We'll start with our rental benefit. Coastal Housing Partnership has partnered with a number of local landlords that offer rent reductions for the employees of our member companies. So if you are renting a studio or one bedroom, there's a $600 savings a year. If you're renting a 2-bedroom or more, it's a $900 savings a year. And this savings goes on as long as you are in that property. So it's not just for the first year of your lease, but it continues on if you renew your lease with that property and you remain an employee of a member company. So this is not retroactive. If you check our list of landlords and see that you're in a property that has this rental benefit and you are not currently receiving that, you can't go back and pick that up retroactively, but you can contact them upon your lease renewal to see if there's units available for that rental benefit. In addition, there is an opportunity to save money on your moving costs. We work with a local mover, Move Green, and they take 10% off the cost of labor and supplies. So if you're needing a professional mover, that's a good way to go.
Our rental search site is really our newest program, and it's a great opportunity for you to find rental properties in Santa Barbara and Ventura counties. And this site is only available to member employees. So you will use your employee email and address to access the site, and you'll register at rentals.coastalhousing.org. You'll receive an invitation email to register and create a password. And once you're on the site, you can save your search criteria. So if you're looking for a certain number of bedrooms or something pet friendly, you can save that search criteria. And anytime a property comes up that matches your search criteria, you will get a notification email to let you know about that. So again, it's a great way for you to find rental units in these counties. And if you are really not finding what you're needing and you're in an urgent situation, you can always email me directly and I can understand your search criteria and keep an eye out for you as well.
So the home buying benefit, if you are buying a home, and this is not strictly a first-time home buyer program, but it's for any employee of a member company. So regardless of whether you've owned a home before, whether you're getting in new to the market or downsizing, or just looking for a new property, you would be eligible for this home buying benefit. We have a program available where we can save you generally up to 50% or more of your closing costs. So these savings on your closing costs come from our from folks who would be part of your home buying team. And that happens when you're working with someone who is a professional within the Coastal Housing Partnership Network. So they include real estate agents, home inspection companies, lenders, and moving service. So if you are working within that network, you would be eligible for savings from them on the home buying costs.
And our network partners, you can find a full list on our website at coastalhousing.org. We have a tab that says network partners, and it's a very user-friendly site. You can search these network partners by location and by service, so you can find someone that is close to you. And we can also, on that network partner tab, find a list of our Spanish-speaking lenders and agents listed on our website.
Here's an example of how that closing cost savings works. If you are purchasing a home, in this example, we're using a $750,000 home purchase. If you are using a lender that's part of our program, you're generally going to save a minimum of about $500. The loan processing fee and the credit report fee, but each of the lenders offers something different. So it's up to them what they offer. It is going to be the same for all employees across the board, but you can check our website, as Kim mentioned, where they list the network partners and it shows the savings that they offer. In this example, I like to be pretty conservative. So this is about the minimum savings that you are going to achieve. Some of our lenders will waive the appraisal fee, or they might take a flat $750 or $1,000 off your closing costs. But generally, the minimum is going to be that $500 savings. The home inspection fee, there's a savings there of about 10%. And the home inspection is something that you are doing as the buyer. It's the buyer's option. Gives you a really good second look at the property. You're hiring a professional to come out and look at the condition of the home, deferred maintenance, anything that needs to be repaired or replaced, and they're going to give you a report on that. So it's a good idea to get that done, and there's a savings there. And the cost of that depends on the size of the home. So you would check with the home inspector to find out what that cost would be. Now, the real estate agent, this is separated out a little bit, and we're calling it a credit to the buyer. Because as a buyer, you are not paying the real estate agent. The real estate agents, both the buyer's agent and the seller's agent, are paid for by the seller. So you as a buyer have an agent working for you, representing you, and you're not paying that individual. So it's a great idea to have an agent representing you. It's have that professional representation, have their expertise, their knowledge. So as I mentioned, you're not paying them, and they will actually contribute a portion of their commission back to you, and you have that money to put toward other closing costs. So that's done through escrow. Here's, in this example, the agents typically make about 2.5% of the purchase price each. So your agent is making 2.5% of $750,000, or $18,750. Of that, 20% would go back to you through escrow, or $3,750. So that money you can put toward other closing costs. You can see if you're using all of these savings, you're saving about $4,300. Now, you don't have to use all these savings. So say you have a friend who is a lender or a friend who's a real estate agent. You could certainly use them and then take advantage of the other savings. It doesn't matter that you're using all of these, but obviously the more you use, the more you can save. So hopefully you can take advantage of that. Check out our website on the network partners list and see who you might want to work with. We don't assign you to someone to work with. That is your choice. We give you the list that's on our website, or we can send it to you if you reach out to us, and then you choose who you would like to work with.
Great. So our home buying webinars, we have a lot of really great home buying webinars coming up. And you probably were able to register on our website at coastalhousing.org. You'll see an education tab, and under that, you'll see the webinar tab. And we do offer free monthly educational home buying webinars for our member employees. And we really kind of go through the steps of how the home buying process works, how to navigate the loan process, what types of loans there are, do you need 20% down, how do you work with a real estate agent? So we cover all of these steps in our home buying webinar. And really our goal, we know that this process can be really overwhelming, and we want to remove that barrier and give you the information that you need to feel confident and come up with a game plan to move forward on your path to home ownership. So I encourage you to check out those webinars.
We also have an online home buying education tool. So if you want to do your homework that way, that's a great way to do it. We break this down by where you are on your path to home ownership. So there's various steps. Maybe you're still trying to figure out if home ownership makes sense for you. So you're looking at pros and cons. What are the advantages of buying a home? What are the disadvantages? Where do you fit in that? Maybe you've already selected a lender and you're trying to figure out how to interview a real estate agent, select an agent. You would go into step 4 and look at that. And there's, we've tried to, narrow down all of the information that can be overwhelming on the internet and bring together what is important for you to know to take that next step on your path to home ownership. And then we've also included links in each of the section for deeper dives on any areas that you might be interested in finding out more information. So this is a great tool for you. You go there by going to coastalhousing.org and clicking on home buying education, and you can get into that site.
Our mortgage refinance benefit is available to employees. And if you're thinking about refinancing, you want to use one of the lenders in our network partners. So definitely, if you're thinking about refinancing in the future, keep us in mind, because you can generally save between $500 and $1,000 on some of those upfront costs for refinancing. So just wanted to make you aware of that benefit in case that is something you do utilize in the future.
So who is eligible? Any employee of a member company is eligible to use any of our benefits, regardless of how long you've been employed there, regardless of whether you're full-time or part-time. And as Kim mentioned, all these programs are free for you to use. There are no income restrictions. So it's not an affordable housing program. It is available for any employee. As long as you're working with network partners, you will be eligible for the savings. The savings does not come from Coastal Housing Partnership. It comes from the network partners that we work with. So that's important that you check out that list and make sure you're working with someone within that network. For the purchase program specifically, that would apply to any home that you find in San Luis Obispo County, Santa Barbara County, or Ventura County. Any home would be eligible, and it doesn't matter if it's a condo, townhome, single family home, duplex, a mobile home, whatever you find that you want to buy, you can use our programs to help you with this. As I mentioned, it's not just a first-time home buyer program, and it works whether you're buying a market rate or an affordable unit. So, and it also works with a lot of down payment assistance programs. So if you're looking at a down payment assistance program to help you, generally this can help you, and you can weave the two programs together to make that much more beneficial.
So if you do want to utilize the home buying benefit, the mortgage refinance benefit, or the rental assistance benefit, all you need to do is get a letter of authorization. On our homepage at coastalhousing.org, there is a square that says letter of authorization, and you'll fill that out online. And we will provide you that letter that you can give to the network partner. And we do encourage you to let the network partner know as soon as possible in the process that you are a Coastal Housing member, so they know that, and they can be aware of that discount that they will be giving you. So just make sure that they are still a network partner when you talk to them, and you can give them that letter of authorization once you complete that online.
Okay, now it's time for your questions. I don't know if anyone has any questions about these benefits, how you can use them, or any aspects of our program. Happy to answer those now, or if it's something that you think of later as you're going through the process of either buying a home or renting, you can always reach out to us. Here's our contact information, and we're happy to help through any aspect of the home buying process. We don't make any money on your transaction, so we're not trying to push you into anything. If home buying is something that you would like to take advantage of, we just want to help guide you through that process and help you wherever you are in your path, as well as if you have any interest in using the rental program or the rental search site. We just want to make that easier for you. Kim, do you see any questions?
I don't see any questions, but yeah, oh, here we go. Do you feel that prices will come down over the next few years for home buying?
That is a question that would be really good to ask your real estate agent once you start through that process. Very hard for us to identify that. Can't really answer that question, but a real estate agent could give you a sense of, where prices have been in the past, what kind of they're seeing in terms of trends, if things are slowing in certain areas or things are heating up in other areas. They have such a good feel for the market. That would be a really good source for you to talk to, as well as your lender. And in terms of getting started in the home buying process, that's really where you want to start, is talking to a lender, finding out how much you can get pre-approved for, and seeing what your payments would be, and seeing if you're comfortable making that next step. So start with that home buying team, and ask them all of your questions around that.
Yeah, we do have our lender webinar coming up on March 7th, if you'd like to register for that. And I think they'll be talking about kind of where they see the market as well. So
yeah, that's a great one. You'll hear from 3 lenders at that point, one from Ventura County, one from Santa Barbara, and one from North Santa Barbara County. It's a great opportunity to find out more information about the market at that point.
Yeah. This question is asking, in order to use the employee benefit for lending with Coastal Housing, do we have to use a realtor from Coastal Housing? Again, you can use any part of the benefits. So if you have someone who's a lender or realtor, but if they're not in our network, they're not part of that discount program. So it is better to use one of our network partners, but some people just use a lender, or some people just use an agent. So it's kind of up to you and where you are in the process. But if you can, you'll get the maximum benefit from using both a lender and agent in our network. Any other questions?
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. If you do think of some questions, please reach out to us, and Kim will be sending you the link to today's webinar. So if you wanted to review anything, you'll be able to do that. So have
And
a
then,
great
sorry,
day.
there
Yes,
is one
another
more,
one. Great.
question. Currently working with a network partner that's on your list, but it's at a different location. Does
Okay,
one still-
then, yeah, you need to check with them and say, are you part of this as well? Because usually it's signed up by, particularly you see it like a lender that way, where they may have several offices in different counties. So you want to check with them and ask them if they are part of Coastal Housing Partnership. And then also with the real estate agents, you'll see different companies on there. Maybe it's a Coldwell Banker or a Berkshire. You want to make sure that you look to see which agents participate, because not every agent in every brokerage firm participates. They're independent contractors, so they all sign up individually. So don't just say, oh, so-and-so's with, this company that I know, and I'm sure they participate. Check to see if that particular agent's listed.
And again, you're always welcome to contact us directly if you want us to confirm anything on that.
Great. Any other ones
Great.
popping in?
Nothing else that I see. Thank you guys so much for joining us during your lunch hour, and we'll be in touch.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.